Cut it out.
Sure
What do you do with these people who you do not want and cannot deport? You must create a system of genocide from within that seeks to remove them. That's why mass incarceration will never change. This is why people keep saying they spend millions of dollars on prison. It costs less to send them to school. So why are you spending this money on jail instead of sending them to school? Because this ain't about money. This is about an America that is free from black people.
So the question is, are alternatives to prison more effective in preventing criminals from repeating their crime? Dr. Umar can answer immediately because he already knows what answers are in vogue on the left, and the reason why conservatives won't accept those answers is because we are in line with the quote-unquote white supremacy, or we're just hard-hearted people who only want to punish black people. The rise in crime is far more consistent with the increasing prevalence of such grievance and resentment ideologies than poverty levels, which have been declining as crime rates rose. Resentments-based ideologies of cosmic justice are not confined to the intelligentsia, but trickle down to others. Unprovoked violence by young black gangs against white people on beaches and shopping malls or any public place have occurred in Philadelphia, New York, Denver, Chicago, Cleveland, Washington, Los Angeles, and any other place across the country, often with the attackers voicing anti-white invectives and mocking those they left injured or bleeding. But such episodes are often ignored or downplayed in the media. This preemptive assertion that it is the system, something external created by the larger society, that caused the problem, arbitrarily puts off limits at the outset the very possibility that the problem just might be elsewhere. Collective responsibility is put upon those of the larger society. There is clearly something in the circumstances into which many black males are born that makes it far more likely that they will commit crimes than is true of the population in general, including the majority of the black population that does not end up behind bars. If it's because of poverty, then there's clearly less poverty today than in 1950 when the imprisonment rate among black males was lower. Only 5% of college-educated African Americans have spent time in prison, while the imprisonment rate for black male high school dropouts is nearly 50 times the national average. Children with parents in prison are 7 times more likely to be in prison at some point in time in their life. None of this supports the cause that this is an external system rather than an internal counterproductive culture, which perhaps aided and abetted by outsiders who excuse or even celebrate that counterproductive culture. From 1994 to the 21st century, the poverty rate among black marriages was below 10%. So are these blacks living in a different external system, or do they have a different internal culture representing different values within their families? Today's high rate of incarceration is blamed on the drug laws, tighter sentencing rules, and a general failure of society is to blame, except for those members of society who actually commit the crime. It is certainly no benefit of blacks in general to take a sympathetic view of those blacks who commit crimes, since most of the crimes are committed by other blacks, especially murder. The black victims of the crimes are not responsible.